Hi everyone, this is Martin right over here, and first of all I want to welcome all new subscribers from around the world. I'm not too sure where everyone is coming from, and that is good news, however, and I'm now going to talk to you about how to trade Forex with my new Easy Read charts, okay? And we're going to be looking at trading opportunities for this coming week, May the 7th to May the 11th. Now, the great thing is, if you've been following my videos, the week of April the 23rd to the 27th, you could have made over 840 pips. Now, what I want you to do is, there's, when it comes to education and learning, certainly you can look at what I'm doing with the current videos, but it's important to go back to the previous video, especially this one, April 23rd to 27th, and see how you could have made 840 pips by following the information I give you, okay? Now, it's important to understand that I'm not giving you any investment advice, but I do give you some solid ideas for you to look for trading opportunities yourself, and it's important to review the videos every now and then. Also, you can go back to April the 30th to May the 4th, which was last week, and last week you could have made more than 770 pips. So take a look, all the total pips you could have made in the last 2 weeks alone. Okay, so enough of that. We're going to get right to the charts in just a moment. And before we do that, I've got to talk to you about the disclaimer. Okay, this is the fine print, but it's important. Now, remember, I produce the weekly videos for educational purposes. It's important to understand that when I produce them, I'm seeing the markets and I'm looking at the upcoming week before the markets open. So I'm looking at it from the present standpoint of view before the markets open Sunday evening, and my ideas and opinions may change anytime as market conditions change. So the main purpose of this video is to help you, the viewer, make independent investment decisions. And always remember, view the video at your own risk. Never trade with more than maximum 2% of your account balance. If you have a small account balance, I would probably suggest less than 1 to 2%. If you have a very large balance in account, maximum maybe 1%. Okay, so having said this, now we're going to move on to the charts, and we're going to start with the Euro USD. Now, when we look at the charts, not only do we talk about the opportunities and the trading ideas I'm looking for the coming week, but I try to throw in some educational value as well by telling you what I'm doing, telling you about the charts, what they mean, and the trade signals that I'm looking for. So we start off with the Euro USD. You can see this is the daily chart. All the charts that I use in my weekly analysis are the daily charts, which means that each candle here you see is 1 day's worth of price movement. Now, you can see that we had been in a channel, okay, over the last, well, take a look, starting from around here, go down to the bottom, beginning of February, okay, we had been in a bearish channel, and finally, last week, with last week's trading, we broke below the support channel trend line here, okay, and also you can see this red dash line, that's the 200 SMA. So we did go down lower, and let me just remove that for a second. Okay, you can see that right here. Last week's trading, you can always tell, okay, because see this red dash line, this vertical line right there, okay. So anything to the right of that was trading that happened last week. We have 5 candles because I used the New York close, which closes on Friday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, and I do reside here in the Toronto, Canada area for those subscribers from out of town. So you can see we have 5 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 price bars from the right side of this red vertical line, and this is what happened last week. Okay, so last week this you can see price continued going lower. Okay, and we ended up at a support level. I've drawn that in with the gray rectangle. You can see that right here. So for this week, I see either a bounce higher, okay, most likely a bounce higher first and then possibly down, okay. So you could look at that, and the levels I've drawn in for this week are tighter than I normally do, but if you think price is going to go higher, again, this is for educational purposes only, you could look at buys above 120.24, and again, to the downside, if you think price is going to go lower, and I do think eventually they will go down lower, possibly this week, you can look at sells below 118.94. We have a target area right here. You can see price could go all the way down to 117.47. That's just the first target level. So if price breaks the support here, price most likely would come down to this area right here. Okay, so let me take that off the chart. Now we move to the British Pound USD, and again you can take a look. We had a huge tumble, huge downtrend, okay? And when you see the bright big pink candles, now this is part of my new course called Forex Success in 5 weeks. When you see bright pink candles, that means the momentum is fairly strong to the downside. So you can see pink here, you can see pink here, you can see pink here, okay? So everything lines up. The short-term momentum, this is the long-term trending indicator here, pink bars here for the price bars, and we have pink below blue, and this is important. When we see pink below blue, we're looking for sell trades. Now, price last week, okay, take a look again to the right side of this red vertical line. We price sat right at support. Here's support. I drew that in. Okay, and price went down quite a ways, actually made quite a bit of money for us. And so from here, I see price either coming up and back down again, bit of a retracement pullback, and then continuation downtrend, okay? So I see that, and I've got to get my levels in there. Just a second there. Let me remove that, okay? Okay, there you go. You can see that I see price continuing really to the downside. I mean, that's my bias. And you can look at sells below 134.77. Here, if you think price is going to go up in a pullback, remember, if price goes higher, it's just a pullback. It's not the start of a new uptrend, okay? It's just a pullback, okay? Pullback for the downtrend. So price could pull back up to here, and possibly then come back down again. So for the upside, you could look at buys above 136.10. Okay. Now we move on to the next chart, the Australian USD, and same like the other first few pairs I talked about. Huge downward movement. Again, this rectangle is support. This is major support here. So again, we could have a pullback. If price is pulling back for short-term gains to the upside, you could look at buys above 0.7584 if you think that it's going to go higher. But or just wait for a sell below 0.7477. I mean, I think eventually it's going to go down lower, and here are my next two levels, targets to the downside, 0.7433 and 0.7374. Okay, so here are the targets. Okay, but I think we're going to have a pullback first, so watch for a pullback. Here's an opportunity if you're an aggressive trader. Okay, and I want you to understand that if you're looking to take a buy trade, this is a counter trend trade. It's short term. Here is resistance. You see, here is resistance. So keep that in mind if you're taking a buy trade. The conservative trader would just wait for price to bounce off of resistance. Okay. Conservative trader waits for bounce and then a trend continuation to the downside. And I've got this level here below 0.7477. Okay, now let's move to gold. Gold and the Australian dollar are tied together. So again, you can see gold, it came down. It looks like it's bouncing up a bit, but again, you'd want to look at a selling opportunity below here. I believe gold could come down lower, okay, or a buying opportunity above this area here, okay. Now we're going to go to New Zealand USD, and you can see again last week, as in the first few pairs I talked about, price went down. Now it's in a pullback. Again, it's just a pullback phase. So if you think price is going to go higher, look at buys above 0.7054. If you think price is going to go lower, you could look at sells below 0.6986. Again, price could come down to the lower part of this, the lower part of this support zone. You can see when I draw in rectangles, these are zones, okay? Because support and resistance is not just a specific level or number, it's an actual area. Just keep that in mind, okay? Right now you can see we have some green on the short-term momentum indicator, some green bars. So price could be pulling back further. It could pull back all the way to here and then possibly then come back down again, okay? So next we've got the US CAD. Now the US CAD, take a look, basically it's just gone sideways, okay? You can see that right there. It's a sideways. So here's the flag pole. Here's the flag, okay? So this is a flag price pattern, okay? And what normally happens after this is price takes off outside of the flag. Now you can see the flag pole from here to here. The uptrend would be almost pretty well the same length as the flagpole. So if it goes higher, the uptrend would certainly go up to here, about the same length as this, and that's that happens with this type of pattern. But again, take a look at the swing point left here. Okay, so your first target obviously would be right there. That's your first target. If price breaks higher, it's going to go higher than that. Let me just take that off because the chart is getting a bit messy. I just want to pull this down a second. Well, we do have another. Okay, I'm just going to pull that over so you can see there now I've got a resistance level. So here's target 1, target 2 in this area right there if price goes higher, okay? So let me take that off. Let me pull the chart back into perspective here. If you think price is going to go higher, I've got some tight levels here for you. If you think price is going to go higher, look for a buy above 128.84, okay, to the upside. If you think price is going to go lower, look for sells below 127.76. Now, right now, we only have blue here. So blue is a wait and see situation. This is a momentum squeeze. There's no direction. It's a sideways market. And we can tell. See, the easy read charts, which these are very simple to understand. When we have green above blue, we're looking for buy trades. Here's the perfect buy trade opportunity, an area you can see pull back and then a trend continuation. Now, when you have pink below blue, it's a sell, but because we saw just blue there, it's a wait and see. So there were no real trade opportunities here, okay? And here again, we have only blue. It's called a momentum squeeze. That means you have to wait and see. It's a sideways market, and I've given you some levels, and you can see also here the momentum. It just sideways. You see the blue line, the red line here, just going sideways, horizontal. The bars are all even here, sideways. So there's no momentum in the market. So either wait for breakout to the upside, or look for price to move to the downside below this level here. Okay, let's just take that off, And let's get on to oil. And you can see oil, we're kind of in a a bullish channel. I believe price of oil is going to go higher, okay? And I've got a couple of levels in here for you. I've drawn that in. So it could go out all the way up to 85, yeah, 72.85, and if it breaks that, could go up to 75.33. So it's just for you to keep that in mind, okay? And but it's got to break this high here to the upside, okay? And if you think oil is going to collapse and come all the way down, you should be looking at sells below this area here. So if oil is going higher, okay, that means it's generally good for the Canadian dollar. Let's step back for a second. See, the Canadian dollar sort of has, the US CAD has been going sideways, and that is because oil, in part, not entirely, but giving you one explanation, when oil is going higher, that's good for the Canadian dollar. So you can see that's why the US dollar did not go high in this pair. This is the US CAD, right? Okay, so we'll just have to wait and see. You can keep an eye on oil, and oil from here may indeed go up a little bit higher and then come back down and bounce off the resistance. So oil may just go like sideways for a while, okay? Short term, if it comes down, then that's good for the US dollar. Now let's take that off for a second, and let's move right to US Swiss franc. Now, I don't know if you can remember. If you're watching my videos, I introduced these channel lines already weeks ago, and back down here, I mentioned that price most likely is going to go back up to the top of the channel. In fact, last week, take a look. Here's the red vertical line. Okay, last week. Okay, you can see what happened. Price jumped higher, went a little bit sideways, and then jumped once more on Friday. Okay, and it broke the upper trend line, okay, of this channel. So what do I see for this week? Well, for this week, let me just bring that down. You could look at buys above 100.24. I've got some levels here. Price could go up to here, even higher. But 100.24 to the upside. To the downside, you could look at sells below 0.9886. Okay. US Japanese yen. Take a look. And it's been in a pretty good uptrend. Would you not agree with me? Okay, so you can see making higher highs, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So that's a definition of a very stable and really good uptrend. It's not volatile in any way. So right now, prices again, let me just take that off so you can see, prices came down to the lower trend line and bounced higher, and I think price is going to go higher. I would be looking at buys above 109.36, or if you think price is going to go lower, you could look at sells below 108.43. Price has been in a bit of a pullback, but again, we have green. This is part of my course. You can see green here above blue, so this is just a pullback. Wait for a candle, a bullish candle to the upside, then take a buy trade, okay? And that's the signal that we're waiting for, and that I explain in the course. Now, let me take that off. Let's move on to what comes after US Japanese yen. For those people who have been watching my videos for a while, we have Euro British pound. Okay, Euro is stronger against the British pound. It's been going up. You can see last week, kind of had sideways. See these tall shadows or wicks. We call them shadows or wicks above the candle bodies. Okay, that means buyers tried to bring price up, and sellers brought price right back down again. So buyers had a hard time getting above this level. Finally, on last Thursday, we had a big bullish candle here. So the buyers are in control. buyers in control on Friday. I think price is going to go higher. Okay, that's my bias, and you could look at buys above 0.8845, sells below 0.8767. That's for the Euro British Pound Daily. And now we move to the Euro Japanese Yen. Okay, you notice that these candles are different. Again, I'm trying to give you a little bit of education with my easy read charts, okay? These are black and white, so these are standard colors, very easy to see. Even though the chart is colored, when we have pink below blue, we're looking for sells, okay? So, we're looking for, here's the selling opportunity right there. This candle broke below the this trend line. There's a sell entry. You could have gotten in, made some really good pips, right? When we have green above blue, we want to look at buy trades. Here is the buying opportunity right there. Okay, see with this white bullish candle, right? And also, everything's color coded too, because not only with my charts, the easy read charts, you have the opportunity to view price action in standard black and white candles. Black meaning bearish, white meaning bullish. Like the buyers are in control, for the black, the sellers are in control, right? However, with one simple click of the button, okay, on top here, you could actually switch the charts immediately to my easy read candles as well. When you have the bright pink, there is great bearish momentum. Momentum to the downside is increasing. When you see the bright green candles, you can see that, the bright green, we have a momentum to the upside is increasing. And when you have the dark green, we're in pullback phase. That's a pullback. When you have the dark maroon candles here, see, that's pullback. These are pullback candles. These are bearish, good bearish momentum candles. So momentum is strong to the downside. Then as soon as you see the dark candles, the dark maroon, we have pullback. So with this Euro Japanese Yen, we're looking for sells below 130.26. I've got a tight level here. So if you think price is going to go lower, look for sells below 130.26. If you think price is going to go higher, look for buys above 130.84. Okay, and I think we are down to Euro, the Audi. Euro Audi, we broke the trend line. You can see the bottom trend line, so support has been broken. That's dynamic support, and now price is sitting right here. And if you think price is going to go lower, and it certainly could, take a look at the confluence of support below. We've got this, see this trend line, this dashed line is the is a very strong moving average, and then we've got a support zone here in this gray rectangle I've drawn in for you. So price could certainly come down much lower. It's broken the trend line. We have momentum to the downside. You can see the blue line has crossed below the zero. We have pink bars here. Okay, so sells below 158.44, and if you think price is going to go reverse again, go much higher, look at buys above 159.56. Okay, we're down to our last chart, the British Pound Japanese Yen. It's called the GJ or Cable. Cable is another name for this pair. And again, price came down to long term. This is long term support trend line. I drew this in a long time ago, and just to show you, I'm going to switch to the weekly chart. Okay, here's the weekly chart. You see this trend line right here? Okay, so you can see we've touched here, we've had a touch here, here. So this is certainly a very good indication of a strong support trend line here. Let me switch back again to the daily. Okay, so that's this trend line I was just showing you. So from here, certainly price could bounce higher, and again, that's what I kind of expect, higher, but it could go higher and then bounce again at resistance here and come back lower, or it could just go, you know, like so, or you could look for a break. So if you think price is going to go lower and break the lower trend line, look for sells below 146.88. On the upside, it's a counter trend move, okay? So if you think price is going to go higher, it's a counter trend move. Look for buys above 149.23, okay? So these are my easy read charts as part of the new course called Forex Success in 5 Weeks. If you're interested in more information, you can send me an email for your free 33-page ebook. Email me. My name is Martin, and the email address is mskyj007@gmail.com. Okay, so you can email me anytime. I'll be more than happy to send you out, no obligation, a free 33-page ebook that explains my new easy read charts, so you'll never be left in the dark. We always will know what to do, okay? And I'll be more than happy to send you that. Keep watching my YouTube videos. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and remember to click on the like button. The more likes I get, the better that is, and it's going to help spread the word. So take care, everyone. If you have any questions, you can email me as well, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.